Yo, what's up, world? It's your boy KL, the Lyrical One, Music in the City radio show. And when you hear this sound right here, you already know what it is.
Whoa, now what's up? It's the Music in the City radio show. You got your man One Coke in this thing. You already know what it is.
And putting it down on your fresh mix, it's your boy, DJ Fresh Fizzle.
And don't forget about me, your boy KL, the Lyrical One, Music in the City radio show. Every Tuesday from 12 to 2 p.m. Let's go. Yo, what's up, world? It's your boy KL, the Lyrical One, Music in the City radio show. I got my station manager and lovely co-host,
Crystal D, and the place to be.
All right. So with all that out the way, that brings us to our very special guest in the building today. It's an honor and a pleasure. But what I want you to do is go ahead and tell the world who you is in case they don't know who you are.
What it is, what it was happening, because it's Isecold, Isecold. Yeah, that's me. I'm an entertainer out here in Houston, Texas. I'm an actor, and I'm an artist, and I'm a director.
Whoa, I didn't know all that.
Hold on. We gotta give it the proper. Let me get off my cues, though. So it's an honor and a blessing to have you in the building, today. So let's get into the life of Isecold. You know what I'm saying? So what do you have going on right now?
Right now I'm currently working on my first album.
Mm-hmm.
So I do my own recordings, like I record at home, and then I go to the studio, mix it or so. And then I'm trying to develop like this kids show.
Okay.
For YouTube, because I realize a lot of kids and stuff, they don't have a lot of people to look up to as far as a kids show.
Right.
Because all we have right now, I think, is like Blimpie and Miss Rachel. So growing up, I remember this show called Reading Rainbow. I think the guy name was what's his name,
LeVar Burton.
Right. So I was like, I need to create something. And the birth of my son, he'll be 3 months this month. And so I was like, I need to create something that he would be able to engage with, when he gets older, but also, other little kids, instead of just, cartoons and stuff all the time. So I'm working on that. I'm writing a movie right now.
Okay.
Writing the script. So I have a few things, just going on.
So we are heavy on the movie production side because we work with two entities. We work with
I Don't Follow Suits.
Yeah,
Hands on Film.
Yeah, I Don't Follow Suits, Hands on Films. One is more I Don't Follow Suits is more TV series based, and Hands on Film. So if you need some help, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, we got you on that.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah,
because the way I look at stuff is it's really difficult to break through, in Hollywood.
Right.
And,
right.
A lot of people, when they find out that I'm an actor, they always think, oh, you're trying to be like Will Smith, Denzel Washington, and I call those careers unrealistic. It's kind of like being Michael Jordan, being LeBron James, being Kobe Bryant.
Right.
When you set your goals up like that high, I feel like you set yourself up for failure. And me as an actor, I'm gonna always be an actor regardless of what the pay is.
Right.
So I can find like a stage play tomorrow to get involved with, and I'm gonna do it. I'm not gonna turn it down because I'm not getting paid $1 million. You can be a successful actor and not be a millionaire. So to me, I like the art form of acting and be able to express myself and be able to play different characters. So I don't necessarily need to be this multi-millionaire that everybody knows. I can still have a successful career and provide for my family without being a millionaire or, this big time actor.
Well, you know the thing that gets on my nerves, you know what I'm saying? I'm about to fire some slugs at people, because there's certain things that gets on my nerves because it's like they always say, oh, well, you're a rapper, you know what I'm saying? And now you want to be an actor. What about the people that was a model that's an actor now?
Right.
What is about the people that was an athlete that's an actor now? Why does it have to do something because you're involved in hip hop or R&B? It's a bad thing when you go into acting. But anybody, a soccer player that's turned an actor, you know what I'm saying? It's like Arnold Schwarzenegger was a bodybuilder and he turned
Right.
actor. So why is there a stigma against, you know?
What I tell people, I actually tell a lot of artists that you need to learn how to be an actor. And people look at me crazy,
Right.
but as an artist, you're gonna always be an actor,
Right.
Because being an actor, it teaches
That
you
part.
stage presence.
Facts.
You're going to interviews and things like that, but also your music videos. You are acting in your music videos.
Facts.
And also when you perform, you are performing. So knowing your audience and knowing the crowd and stuff, if you learn how to be an actor, it's gonna be a piece of cake for you.
Right.
So I'm always an actor first, and I'm an actor that just loves to do music.
Right.
It's kind of reverse for me. You have guys like Ice Cube and Will Smith when he was like the Fresh Prince.
Right.
What's his name? Mark Wahlberg. You have all these
Ice-T.
Jamie Foxx.
You have all these entertainers or actors. They either started with music, then they became an actor, or they started acting and then they later started doing music.
Right.
So I think you're just in the entertainment field. Everybody has a hobby or something like that they do, and then some are just really great at their hobby and they get paid for it.
Right. I mean, and you see all different types of people, TV commercials and all that stuff. That's acting. You know what I'm saying? So, a lot of them probably don't even got T-Mobile. They got Verizon, but they gonna get up in there and act because T-Mobile paying them that bag.
Right.
You feel me? Like, so it's a good thing, and I want to see you do it. I want to see you succeed at it. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, I definitely appreciate it, man. I've been in the film industry. I've been in the film industry for some years in Houston, and I started off as acting. And I was getting in stage plays and stuff like that. But I was like, I really want to know all aspects of film.
Right.
And I want to learn how to direct. And so I started going to Full Sail University. I had to drop out because it got too expensive. But I originally started as an audio engineer. And I had a friend. He was heavily involved with music.
Right.
And so at the time, we couldn't afford music videos. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to switch. And I'm going to switch to film. And then I'll shoot the music videos. So I switched to film, and then I started off working with Skrilla Montana. I started interning with him, and then I later started interning with Dane Films. And then when I started working with Dane Films, that's when I started really learning and working with a lot of artists from from Juicy J to Zero. We did a lot of videos for Beat King.
Right.
Rest in peace. So I've been in for a while, and I did that for about 5 years. So now I'm trying to get back in front of the camera.
Yeah, and it's like I started editing videos and doing graphics and all that stuff because videographers are slow, man. They take forever to get your project back because they keep taking on other projects. That's their bag. But give me my stuff. Like, bro, come on, man.
Right.
But one thing. We kind of glazed right over. So how did you start initially in the music industry? How did you get into music and all that stuff?
It was actually, I guess you could say on accident, but really not an accident.
Okay.
So I always wanted to do music, but I always had friends and stuff. It was like, no, that's not your lane and stuff,
okay.
And so I used to write for artists. And so one day I was just like, I'm gonna start my own label. And so I was negotiating with this lady. And, I was getting producers and photographers and everything going.
Right.
And we came down to the contract. So I just told her, hey, look, this is just a 3-month deal. It's basically an artist development deal.
Right.
Whatever we record during that process, we will release. So she didn't want to sign anything.
Right.
And I'm like, you're not paying anything. It's just to protect me and then protect you. After I recoup all my money, which she only had to recoup like $500. Which I spent a lot more.
Right.
Once I recoup, you can, you'll get paid and blah, blah, blah. She was like, nobody's owning my masters and blah, blah, blah. So I spent money on studio time and all this. And I was like, man, I don't want this to go to waste because she turned it down. She said we could still work on stuff, but she didn't want to sign anything.
Right.
I'm like, nah. So now I have all this studio time. I didn't know what to do, so I was like, you know what? I had some songs that I recorded to pitch to other artists.
Right.
So I went in the studio with Bruce Bang. Shout out to Bruce Bang.
Big shout out.
And went there, and then he mixed my stuff for me at iMix. And I dropped my first single, you know, it was Drive Through Baby.
Mm-hmm.
I started going a little crazy on TikTok. And from there, I was like, you know what, I like this. So I'm gonna just keep working on some more records.
Okay. So off of what you just said, we're in a recording studio right now. But what you don't know is Crystal's like a scientist, and she created a time machine. We keep it right back there, you know what I'm saying? So we're gonna take you back, put you in that time machine, and go let you have a conversation with the younger you. What you about to tell yourself?
What I would tell myself is, you need to believe in yourself more. You have had a lot of opportunities come your way, but you didn't take those opportunities. You always looked at other people that you felt were more talented to you, and you put them in position when you had the opportunity right there. Mm-hmm. And stop letting procrastination kill off all your goals. Mm-hmm. That's what I would tell my younger self.
Okay, so if there was one thing you could tell an inspiring underground artist that's just starting out in the business, what advice would you give to them?
I would say go find you a trade. Find you a trade where it only takes a few months to learn it, and then where you can make a lot of money. Mm-hmm. So if it's HVAC, being in pest control, anything that's gonna make you a lot of money, get you an apartment and try to spend the least amount on an apartment. Don't go out eating or anything. Just keep you a low budget on food. Stack your money up. Stack it up for a year. Get with a company that's going to have 401k matching. And so once you do that for a whole year or maybe even 2 years, you quit that job, pull out your 401k, and then invest it in your dreams.
Okay.
Because it's going to take money to go to the next level. And that's the only thing that's stopping you is money.
Hey, that's one of the realest that I heard in a while. So, if you had to tell somebody what you had to learn, because you're in film, you're learning about fire and all that stuff, but this is a business. On the business side of film, music, all the entertainment, what did you have to learn about it as a craft? Because people gotta take it serious and treat it as a craft.
You have to treat it like a business. Mm-hmm. Because it is a business.
Right.
When you go to Target or say you go to Gallery Furniture or anything, there's always there's some type of paperwork involved, where there's like a receipt or where there's like a contract. There's paperwork involved, and when you get in this film industry, it's not about, oh, I said this or whatever. What do you have in writing that proves that this, actually happened? And you can't always think that everybody is your friend because they're nice. Now, I'm not saying don't trust anybody,
right?
But you can't sit there and give them all your goals and what you plan on to do before you do it, because you don't know if they're gonna run with your idea and take off with it.
Right. So you sent us 2 songs. We want to get into the music, and then we'll get back on some other topics. But
okay.
I want to hear, one of your songs.
Okay, so this song you're about to hear is called Fake Community Center.
Okay, so we gonna get it on that too. Come on.
This song had a lot of emotion behind it. It was a lot of emotion behind it. It was a lot of pain, hurt. It was probably one of the most painful songs I've had to write. Mm-hmm. It's even hard for me talking about it right now. Mm-hmm. But I had to drop this record. I had to express myself, and I was really particular about the lyrics that I used. So I made sure I didn't use any profanity in this song, because I wanted the message to go out because of what transpired. And after the song plays, I'll talk about why I wrote this song.
Okay, overstood. Let's get it.
I
know your daddy turning over in his grave. Cause everything he taught you still can teach you how to save. 12 years I was stuck up in the haze, and it took a little struggle just to get up out the maze. A decade long, they heard you preach about hell, and if I stayed hearing you, I was destined to fail. Can't believe my church did me dirty, I gave them all the years. No help for your boy, yeah, you made it crystal clear. Preaching home to the people, wolves smiling with the charm. Room full of sheep, feast, Lord, never let the form. Prosperity preaching, selling blessings like the scriptures, turning faith into a business. Out here chasing no commission. Sure, the preacher comes scripture, and he not trying to get richer. Drawing crowds for withdrawal. Same service, different picture. Pushing 90 M's a year, but the bread ain't on display. Ain't no telling who getting paid. Uncle Sam gotta do a raise. Y'all don't take a check, he write them books. Yeah, that's what you say. Books sold on the second floor. Church money either way. Talk about the $1 million studio on the 5th floor. Bruh, man, studio on the 5th floor. 100 bands with some cameras, really on the sound. Bank account up in the wall. Jesse D, Louisiana, biggest house catching dead flies. But when you die, ain't no U-Haul at your grave site. I've been here to favor, see the helicopter play. Let you live in Mansion Billy, but like don't forget the maid. Robert Morris, Hollow White, Benny Hinn, Creflo Dollar, money from the bullshit. Ooh yeah, made them dollars, change the channel. Every time I gotta see it, in the coat. Got his different titles, St. Cornelius, fix the souls for the boats. With the house of God, turning souls into sales. For show on the stripper, the Christ flipping tables, putting the end into the fiction. Jamal Brown preached at the church with the first man. Michael Todd is Jesse designer. Bible sitting on the skirt stand. Mama hard to testify, but still fighting through the pain. Unspecial needs, be cancer, still stuff in front of blade. Right here in the life, yeah, and it's hard on the soul. My homie blind, help, head stand it 10 toes. Can't believe my closest friend didn't stand me in my spine. Gotta move with alignment every step by the side. This survival in the verse, we'll chase the applause. Shepherds feed the church, some water the truth. We want to squish the thirst, and if you help when it hurts, you water my roots, now I'm born from the dirt, ice cold. Every church ain't bad, you gotta find the right one. Make sure you find the right pastor.
Okay, so there's a lot of gems in there, so let's get into it. The meaning behind the message, let's go.
Yeah, so, man, I had man, it's been a crazy year and stuff for me. So I had lost my job, and I have a lawsuit currently, a federal lawsuit going on with them right now.
Right.
And so things was getting hard, so they put me on this 1 year non-complete. So it was hard to trying to find work within that industry that I was in. So that's when I was trying to get back into the entertainment, because I took like a 2 or 3 year break. So I was trying to get back, and it's just, it's been kind of difficult. And so my wife at the time, she was pregnant. Right. And so, I have my stepson, he's 14. And so I'm like, man, we kind of, struggling, and I've been trying to do everything to pay rent and things like that. And so we were going to like marriage classes and stuff at Lakewood. Mm-hmm. And I wasn't getting any extra money or anything.
Right.
But I'm just, going to these classes and stuff. And so we were really starting to struggle. And so around like December, January, so we were about to get evicted. And so I'm like, man, I can't get evicted right now.
Right.
And so I had been a cameraman at Lakewood Church for some years. I was an actor on their drama team.
Okay.
For a while. And so my wife was like, oh, well, just ask them, for some help. Because I had never got paid at Lakewood, and I'll get into that a little bit later. And so,
man,
I was like, man, I'd never asked them for anything, but I was like, you know what? Let me go ask them. I need some help with some rent. So whatever they need me to do and stuff, I just need y'all's help right now.
Right.
So I had called them, and they were like, they have this benevolence department or something like that.
Right.
And I'm not sure if I said that right, but that was my first time hearing that. And they were like, oh, the person who handles everything, he's out of town right now, but if we can help you, we'll call you. And so I'm like, oh, okay. And so
that don't sound like the way it worked, but yeah.
So then I didn't get a call for like 2 days. So I'm like, man, it's really creeping up on time.
Right.
I gotta pay this, and I'm already like kind of drowning in things because I took out some loans. So you know how loans work. They're tearing me up.
Yeah.
So I went up there, And so when I went up there, they didn't even let me go inside, which was a shocker to me. Because I'm like, man, I used to have a badge and everything.
Yeah.
So the security's like, oh, we can't let you in. I was like, hey, look, I just have issues, on my rent. I just need to talk to somebody. And they were like, all right, well, here's the number you can call. And they gave me this sheet of paper. And on this sheet of paper, it had a bunch of homeless centers. And I'm like, what? And they gave me a sheet of paper with all these homeless centers and stuff. And they were like, oh, you could try reaching out to other, organizations and stuff just to get the help you need. And I'm like, why do I have to reach out to other organizations? I'm coming to y'all. So then I got a call, I think the next day. This lady called me and she was like, yeah, I heard that you came up here earlier and I see that you've been a volunteer here for a while. You did our kids' life and, did our drama team, and then you were a cameraman and you filmed Bible study and things. The person who handles, just to look at your case, he's like out of town right now. But what we feel you should do is, ask your apartments for some grace. Yeah, and then the lady, she began to pray for me, and she's like, if we're able to help you, we'll give you a call. And she said, we're partnered with a lot of organizations, so here's some numbers, you could just reach out and call them. And I was just shocked.
Mind blown.
Okay, you asked how much I needed and you couldn't, help me, and you asked me to reach out to these other organizations, which you couldn't even contact, on my behalf to kind of, help me.
Right.
So I was just shocked, and I was like, wow. So I just made a video and I put it on TikTok.
Right.
Put it on TikTok, and it went crazy.
That's what it did on TikTok.
It went crazy.
And
somebody on TikTok suggested that I create a GoFundMe. So I created a GoFundMe. There was nothing there. So I'm like, man. So then 2 days later, it started jumping up. I think the max it hit was 18K over time. But during that week, it was 2 or 3K. And I was like, oh, wow, okay. So I was just so overwhelmed with emotions because there was so many people
that willing to help.
Yeah, willing to help. Houston Cron hit me to ask me for the story. And I want to make sure, because no matter what happens to me, I don't want to lie on anybody.
Right.
That's just the type of person I am. I don't care if my story could go to a whole nother level. I don't want to lie about anything. So I made sure I was adamant about telling the truth and making sure that they know exactly what I'm saying and not try to twist the words or anything. So it went on Cron, and they called them and they didn't get any contact. Of course, in my video, I shared the phone call and how it sounds like you're calling a business.
Right.
Stuff, So from there, I started getting a lot of people from Lakewood just sending me some crazy messages. And then they had my GoFundMe frozen. So
what?
Yeah, it took me probably a week to get it unfrozen. So by this time, those loans and snatched up, everything.
Yeah, heck sure. Yeah.
So I told my opponents hey, look, I got the money. I just need to get my GoFundMe unfrozen. So just give me a little time for y'all try to submit that eviction. And so I was able to get it unfrozen because I had to send all this documentation and stuff like that. I guess they was just trying to see if the story was legit.
Right.
And so I was getting messages, and this one lady was like, you need to take this GoFundMe down because every day that it stands up, it undermines what God is doing for Lakewood Church and things like that. Yeah.
Bad publicity. They don't want the bad pub, but yeah.
Yeah, so I stopped reading my messages on TikTok and stuff, and I had put it on YouTube, and I got 4,000 comments on YouTube. So I started seeing videos of pastors, and they were pulling. There's one pastor, he pulled up my lyrics from my song Houston Powers, and he was like, oh, you said the word hoe in here. There's no way this guy is this big time rapper or so. Mind you, I was broke at the time.
Right.
He's this big time rapper and stuff, and this story's for why would you even go to Lakewood? And I know a scammer when I see one, so he was calling me a scammer. All these videos of people are using AI, making me cry. And I've never cried on
Right.
They made me cry on there. It was like, oh yeah, he has this fake story. So they were doing everything possible to, you know, ruin my reputation and to say that I was lying. And I'm not saying Lakewood Church in general, the members that go to Lakewood Church.
Right.
So you know, I was thankful that the amount reached up, but at the time my wife, she had a really hard pregnancy. You know, she had several miscarriages before she had got pregnant with my son. And so she was sick every day. She was throwing up. She was nauseous. She was sick every day. So we're going back and forth to the ER. And then I'm going through, with this lawsuit and everything. So it was difficult. And then people
under stress. Yeah.
Yeah. So I was like, you know what? Let me try to get some gigs in entertainment. You know, I picked up a gig in Dallas, and I worked with Big X the Plug and Shabuzi for this song called Highway Home. And I was a grip on there. That was my position on the film crew. So I got there, it gave me some little bit more money, and I was trying to get some more. And so people would start saying, oh, well, why are you trying to be this actor or do music or so if you don't have any money? You need to get a real job. And I was like, I'm applying literally from everything. I'm doing Amazon Flex, DoorDash, how they rip you off.
Right.
I'm doing everything possible to I had got my scrap metal card and stuff, so I was trying to sell stuff like that. I was doing some reselling. I was doing everything possible, and the reason I was saying entertainment, because I know I can get some few gigs, to get paid. Like, I used to shoot videos and stuff, so I've been out the loop for a while, but I know I can make money from there. So it's like, no matter what I was trying to do, they were like trying to just destroy my name. They still trying to do it right now. So yeah, it's been
that's great. And there's been multiple red flags from there, because when a hurricane there and they closed their doors, you know what I'm saying? So for people to try to discredit you, and they already see in their face, they're not looking at the red flags already, that's crazy to me.
And I had to, a lot of people ask me, why did you go to Lakewood after the Harvey situation?
Right.
Well, I didn't see the Harvey situation that everybody else sees. So when I was there was, Lakewood Church used to be, what we used to call the Compact Center, which was formerly the Summit, where the Houston Rockets used to play. And so in that area, it used to flood and stuff a lot. So I remember during Harvey, I forgot what group text I was a part of, but they was like, hey, we're just checking on everybody. We'll open up to volunteers, so we just don't know when. So I'm like, all right. And so at the time, this guy, he rode on his bike. And so in the front of Lakewood, there's like this huge ramp. So he went up there and he saw security. He's like, hey, why they're not opening the doors? So from my side, they didn't open the doors because they didn't have enough staff there. Because the size of Lakewood, you have to have a certain amount of staff or so in a certain amount to control the crowd. So after the backlash, they moved it up. And it was like, hey, we need y'all here tomorrow.
Right.
The water had receded. And I was seeing a lot of Lakewood members posting videos, oh, the church flooded. I didn't see any flood inside the building. I didn't see that it flooded. The only reason I didn't look at it as bad, because I'm like, well, they were going to open, and they just didn't have the appropriate staff. Now, could they have done something better?
Right.
Yeah. Actually, there was a bunch of churches at the time that were closed, like Second Baptist and stuff. So going to Lakewood, you have all these, I learned so much at Lakewood. So even though they did me wrong, I'm not going to, lie and say I didn't learn anything from there. I was able to be a part of a TV production.
Right.
And me, that's why I was so hurt that they couldn't even help me with rent, because I'm like, man, how many people are going through this that y'all didn't help? Because there's a lot of people that messaged me saying that they reached out, didn't get help. And I don't want to hear we don't have the money, because I seen 2 TV cameras that they had just bought a couple of years ago. They were 4K TV cameras. Yep. And one TV camera is $100,000.
It is.
Yeah.
One TV camera.
Right.
They have about 8 or 9 handheld cameras. So they have the money, And then I started doing more research on their finances. They in 2017, Houston Chronicle did an article on them, and they made over $90 million.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Over 70 million went to the marketing.
Right.
Then I started noticing they had over last year, they had over 5 to 6 billboards. Now, one billboard, I think is around $5,000. It
Right.
just depends on where you are.
Yeah.
They had over like 6 of them
Yeah.
across the city. So then you have a payroll for the staff, which they didn't let me get on payroll. They told me that I had to intern. I'm already an actor there. I'm already a cameraman.
You're already an intern plus.
Yeah,
Right.
I filmed Bible studies on Mondays. When they had Wednesdays, I was there on Wednesday
Right.
filming. I would help out on Spanish service Thursday, and then I would be there Saturday night and then twice Sunday morning. So I was there a lot. And I get
Almost
paid.
every day.
Yeah, almost. And so they were like, yeah, you can intern. So I'm like, okay. So I went to, they had this little room where you could do the internship. So I went there and they were like, all right, so it's going to be a whole year. You're going to have to dedicate about 40 to 50 hours a week. And I'm like, oh man, that's a lot. I'm trying to work, but I'll try to make it work. They were like, oh, well, it's going to cost about $1,500 to $2,000, $1,500 to $2,000. I'm like, that's insane. Well, can you?
They want you. Hold on. They want you to pay.
Pay to intern.
Turn.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a
That's crazy.
$25 application fee, and then you had to pay $1,500 to $2,000. So I was like, well, I don't have that kind of money right now. It was like, all right, well, we have this sheet where you could get sponsors, maybe a family member or something like that to help you pay for it.
Right.
And I didn't understand, like, why do I need to have an internship if I'm already doing it? Yeah. So I seen this one kid, he did the internship, and after he did it, I know he gets paid well because he put up in an Audi. He didn't have no car. And he put up in an Audi. I was like, man, he's like, oh, I'm like, no, that isn't an Audi. That's
Right.
not no regular.
Yeah, that's
regular
luxury.
car.
We were at a
Right.
luxury
I
level.
have the cheap version of an Audi, a Volkswagen out there, and it ain't cheap. So
Right. And so I started learning so many things. Yeah, they on the 5th floor, they have a $1 million recording studio.
Yeah, I heard you
In a-
referencing your
yeah.
words. Yeah.
In a videotape library. So they had that videotape library. Joel Osteen used to edit his own sermons or so.
Right.
And they had a recording studio because they record like their albums and stuff there. So they have some money. And so what made me write this song is, I'm like, wow, y'all have this $1 million studio, and then, Joel Osteen's wife, they don't take a check from the church, which they don't, but they sell books. But who sells the books?
Mm-hmm.
The church.
Right.
So I'm seeing all this money come through. They spent. I'll just name some of the people that have been there that were paid. Tyler Perry, CeeLo Green,
Mm-hmm.
David and Tamala Mann. Who else? I don't know if Yolanda Adams was there, but they T.D. Jakes several times, Joyce Meyer, Joseph Prince. They've had all these people come here, and they didn't come there for free. The only one person I think that came there for free was Kanye West. I think that's probably the only one that, because I think he just wanted to do that.
Yeah.
But everybody else, yeah, they paid. And so they're sitting there telling me I did all this stuff for the church, and they couldn't even help me.
Help you with rent.
Well, I will tell you, like, the message I keep getting in my mind over and over is really the money is the root of all evil. And if you start going down the money rabbit hole, specifically with that church or mega churches or pastors like that, it sends you into a whole different frame of mind. And it's funny that you brought up T.D. Jakes because I'm a NICU nurse, and it's probably been about 2 years or so now. I took care of this baby, and the mom was very I don't know. I'm pretty animated. I can usually make you laugh, smile, something. They like my personality. This mom was like, she was I couldn't crack her. Well, one day, it was like, I took care of him like 3 days in a row. The second day, she came in, and I don't know what I said. And then it's like, I don't know, the floodgates opened up, and she just started talking to me and telling me that she moved here from Dallas, and that basically, like, God told her to get away from Dallas. Of course, I'm like dumb. I don't know what she's talking about.
Right.
And she ends up telling me that she worked for T.D. Jakes' ministry,
Mm.
and that she was privy to some things, some very bad things. These are her words. Very bad things, and that she basically picked up her stuff. She announced to no one. She picked up her stuff pregnant and moved to Houston to get away from Dallas and to get away from that ministry because she did not want to be involved with the evil things that were going on there.
Oh, wow.
That's all I'm going to say. Don't come for me. I didn't say her name. I don't even remember what her name was. So nobody come for me, but that really did happen in my life.
It made me start looking at things differently. Like, cause I still, believe in God. I'm a Christian, but I started looking at stuff a lot more different. And when just myself, I've probably fed and clothed over, I want to say 3,000 people.
Okay.
In Houston, because I started off as a little kid. My mom, she used to have this nonprofit, and we would go to downtown and feed the homeless and get them clothes, and she would actually like speak to them and stuff, And so when you look at, you're gonna always have people that are homeless. It's just gonna always happen. But when you look at the support system, there is over 3,000 churches in Houston. You don't see any church vans or anything going up and down, going to apartment complexes like, hey, do you guys need any help with job assistance, or like what do you need? What can we do to help?
Right.
Just speaking to the people. I know there's a lot of people that's going to be scamming. There's a lot of people that are going to blow their money. Then when it comes to the church to try to get some rental assistance or anything.
Right.
But the church today, they want people to come to the church, but really the church needs to go to the people. And for a city of Houston, and you have all these churches, but they're not going into these communities, it's crazy to me.
Right.
Second Baptist has 5 locations in Houston,
right?
Yep.
And they're huge. You got Lakewood Church, then you have all these other huge churches.
Church without walls.
Right. And I don't know what so many churches do, privately, but a lot of churches, they will donate or say, hey, we sponsor this and then that's it. For Lakewood Church to only spend $1 million out of that $90 million is crazy to me. And once you start asking people for tithes and offering, you can't be upset when they come at you for money. And this is how Lakewood Church manipulates you into paying money. But
that's not the only church, because is tithing in the Bible?
No, tithing is. But a church with an ATM inside of it.
Wait, there's an ATM inside?
Well, it's. I'll break it down.
Go ahead. Come on.
Tithing and offering and stuff is definitely in the Bible, but you have to, 10%. When you read the Bible, you have to look at the times.
Right.
And why was tithes and offering, was used in those time frames. This is like right now, we are in 2026, and we're recording on, you have this podcast and everything in 2026.
Right.
30 years from now or 50 years from now, this is going to be completely different, and they're going to have something way different. So you're not going to be using this 30 years from now.
Right. But
you're basically saying everything that's going on in this time frame. So what Lakewood Church would do, you start off, and it felt like a concert. You walk in, you just see this huge sanctuary. So they start off with an intro video, get you amped up, and then they start singing, doing praise and worship. They do one song, and then, Joel or whoever will come and pray and talk to you, and then they get back in the songs. So after they do the songs, they'll have like a pastor come up, and he will basically talk about, let's say they'll show a video of somebody that had cancer, or they fed somebody in some country or so, and they'll bring the family, and they'll be talking like, and I just heard Joel Osteen's message on the radio, and I began to listen, and through time I got cured from my cancer, or they help donate to this to our church here in Africa, or they provided beds or so.
Right.
And after they do that, all right, we're gonna honor God, with our tithes and offering. God loves a cheerful giver. And then what you can do is you can scan this little code and you can text to pay your donations, or you can drop an envelope into like one of their little departments inside, because they don't accept cash anymore because of the whole cash finding the wall controversy. And so a lot of churches will do that. They will bring you in and tell you about the story, and a lot of people will say, oh, they just want to let you know what they're doing with the tithes and offering. But I'm like, well, no, if they were telling you what they're doing with the money, they would tell you, hey, this is how much this light bill costs, this is how much this mortgage costs, this is how much we're spending on payroll. They're not gonna tell you they're spending over $30 million a year just on choir singers and stuff.
Right. Yeah, and then they ask for the building fund, offering, building fund, tithes.
Well, that's
the
how
youth choir.
That's how I even, it's funny how, I mean, not funny, but I started a Threads account. I didn't jump on Threads when it first started because I was like, I ain't got time for this. I got too many things. But then I used it as an avenue to market. We had an artist development week. A producer from Canada come.
Oh, wow.
Like 2 weeks ago. And so I'm like, oh, this is another free avenue that I could market the studio and us and him coming. And so I get on there, and then it's like, I actually like this kind of thing or whatever, but I don't know. I looked on it, whatever day it was, and, I saw you, and you were telling basically your story, whatever, and I was like reading it, and I was thinking to myself, I do recall, I don't know, it might have been TikTok, I don't know, where I saw your video on this. I didn't correlate the two together until like after. I was like, wait, some kind of way I think I've come across this. But the way that you were saying what was happening, like, it just, like, how many other people has something like this happened to, where the one sanctuary that you think that you can go for help, even if it was like a food pantry or something like that, it doesn't necessarily have to be monetary, but a sanctuary that would take you in. I've been doing this, I've been doing that, or whatever. I don't ask for much, but I just need this help this one time,
right.
And to be basically like, slam the door in your face. Well, we're not going to help you, but in return, you can pay money to do this, this, and this, or whatever. So anyway, so I read your story, and I was like, oh man, we got to have him come into the studio. And then I didn't even know really that you were an artist too, and that you had music. But he's like, Houston Potholes is my jam.
That's why I knew him as the artist. You know what I'm saying? But the crazy thing is, I related to the story because I work shift work on Sundays, and I got to work
I work
on
shift work too. I know.
I used to watch, Joel Osteen. That's my church. How I go to church with Joel Osteen and T.D. Jakes, and then I started hearing crazy stuff about both of them, and then I'm like, oh man, what am I gonna do? What I'm saying?
When she mentioned T.D. Jakes, so he used to, I don't know if he still does, he would always have this thing called like a man conference or something in Fort Worth. And so I went as a team. And so there were several, I think it was over, I want to say 2 days.
Yeah.
And he had several different preachers come up there. I remember this dude named Bill Weston. And he was preaching, and then all the men just start coming and put money on the stage, and he was just like tap dancing on the money. I'm talking about thousands of dollars on that, and for whatever message he was saying. So when we were exiting out, I saw T.D. Jakes leave. He had a driver, but he left in a Bentley.
Yeah. And
so what a lot of people say is, the pastor, he can he deserves to have this luxury style and stuff. They'll say, oh, T.D. Jakes or Joel Osteen, whoever, they make money from these different avenues, which is fine. If you're making movies or selling books and stuff, that's
or
how you make your
Diddy
money.
Parties or something. Right.
If that's how you make your money, that's fine. But this is what I had an issue with. Name one. If let's say the Garden City Apartments, let's say Garden City,
right,
near Exxon.
Yeah.
let's just say they need some type of assistance or anything, or just somebody to come speak to them.
Right.
Do you think that Joel Osteen, Joyce Meyer, or T.D. Jakes would go there and walk around and speak to everybody there and try to assist them? So how is it that you get this high
Right.
as a pastor, but you can't do any footwork? You can't march these streets like, you know, Martin Luther King, because you're up this high. And I don't see pastors doing that. They don't go in these neighborhoods sharing a message so people can actually see them instead of just seeing them on TV. They don't do that. You only see them in suits. That's it. You don't see them in regular clothes. You don't see them pulling up, you know, hugging on, you know, families and speaking to them or anything. You don't see that. And that's the issue that I have.
And Jesus walked the streets and counseled the common man. You know what I'm saying? But you can't go out into the community. You know, it's crazy to me. Like, and talking about all the money they generated. They were generating the money off of the work you were in there doing. So, so that just baffles me, you know. So,
matter of fact, so I was, of course, there was a few camera team members, and they were just like, he's never been a part of our church. We don't know him. He's not in our database or anything. And I know I haven't been on the camera team for since COVID hit, because they had dissolved a lot of things, and I was trying to get back on for a while, because it was difficult. And so I'm like, just because I haven't been there in a few years doesn't mean I didn't put all this work in. So that's when I started sharing videos and going backstage and, you know, all this stuff. And so one of the cameramen, he had sent me a text, and he was like, send me that video clip, you know, that you put out. Then he was like, hey, you can come up here this weekend and you know, kind of volunteer, and we'll show you this and that. I'm like, you still saying volunteer, and then to, you know, to come up here. So I just ended up blocking the person. But yeah, they were still sending me stuff, you know, and that's crazy.
Yeah, that man. So how do you, you know, move and re-find your faith after you've been done wrong like that?
You always have to put trust in God and not men. And I think I actually needed that because now I'm more focused and, you know, pay attention more. And then I had to jump back in scripture and just really, you know, study and stuff more. So I know I'll probably eventually get back to church. It's just right now I feel kind of what Tamala Man said on some churched out a little bit. Right. But I don't want to share. I don't want to spread messages where people think, man, I hate the church, or I hate, you know, because everybody ain't bad. It's just like, you know, you go to a restaurant and you really wasn't feeling that restaurant. You don't stop eating. You don't stop going, you know.
Yeah, but you can have church wherever you are.
You definitely can.
And you can fellowship with whoever it is that you want to fellowship with.
Right.
So, you know, I mean, I kind of feel the same. I'm kind of feeling the same, you know, way at this moment, the same. Now, I most definitely haven't had anything like that done to me before, but I do feel that way. Like I can fellowship at work with some of my close friends, and you know. I
think the you know, the purpose of like today's church is, or what going there is, you know, just having balance in life, you know, with other believers. And you can, let's just say with podcasting. So let's just say you guys partner with other podcasters and stuff, and once a week y'all meet up and throw ideas and stuff out there. That's helping you grow. So when it comes to the church and stuff, and you're battling all these issues and stuff in life, you're supposed to be there with other believers, and y'all talk about the same thing and constantly keep uplifting each other. Versus how today's church is ran on the business. That's why in Faith Community Center, I said Christ is flipping tables. If you go, I don't remember what scripture there was, but, you know, Christ saw how this church was, they were over there running it like a business. And so he started flipping the tables and stuff over, you know. That's why I said Jesse D in Louisiana, you know, he had made a video about having the biggest mansion in Louisiana.
You talking about Jesse Duplantis?
Jesse Duplantis.
Yeah.
Kenneth Copeland, he said he had bought a jet from Tyler Perry, that he needed that jet. And that's why I was like, you know, there ain't gonna be no U-Haul at your gravesite, because when you die, you can't take none of this stuff with you. So every person that I mentioned in there, like somebody told me, hey man, you need to add TD Jakes with the, you know, the Diddy party and stuff. And I was like, well, I don't have enough information on it.
Right.
He went there, but I don't know if he did anything bad or anything. So every person that I spoke on, I made sure that they had some type of controversy that was already spoken about. I didn't want to say something that somebody didn't do, you know. So that's how I wrote the song.
That's a dope song.
It is a dope song. I agree. I like it.
And condolences, you know, how's the missus doing? You know, how's the baby?
Yeah, we and she had a rough birth.
Right.
Actually. I had thought that my wife and my son had died during birth.
Right.
Because she had hemorrhaged and she lost a lot of blood. So there was probably like 11 doctors and nurses that came in, rushing in.
Right.
And so she was having a C-section. So I was seeing her there. Her skin had got really dark and she could barely talk. Of course, because she was on a lot of medication.
Right.
But it felt like she didn't move for a second. And then when they pulled my son out, he was just like limp. And so they put him in, I think it's in NCU or NICU or something like that.
NICU, that's what
NICU.
I do.
She's
I'm
a
a NICU nurse.
Right.
Yeah.
So I stayed by his side for 6 hours straight. They had just making sure that he could breathe on his own. And so after that, we still had a little bit, you know, issues. He had to have surgery about like 2 months, you know, after that.
Yeah.
So it's been a
Some of my friends might have
thing.
taken care of you, babe.
Yeah.
I know people all over the city.
Yeah, he was born in Tomball. Shout out
Possibly.
to Tomball. That was a wonderful hospital. So yeah, I'm still, you know, kind of, you know, battling things. Like I said, I still got this lawsuit and stuff.
Right.
Still trying to get back in the, you know, entertainment industry, and I'm still dealing with these people, you know, at Lakewood. And what's interesting, I'm shocked that this whole situation didn't go to the next, you know, level.
Right.
Because I was preparing myself for that. Because I'm like, man, all these people are sending me these crazy messages.
Right.
And so I was telling my wife, I'm like, okay, if this lands on like CNN or something like that, we just have to be ready.
Right.
And I told my wife and my mom, I was like, look, stop looking at videos of me. Because there was so many people making videos and trying to tarnish my name. I was like, y'all don't need to see that. Me, I can handle this stuff. I just don't look at the comments, or I don't let it affect me. But they take everything, you know, personally.
Right.
I'm like, why are they saying this stuff about you? And I'm like, look, I've done enough good deeds in these streets to not worry about what people say on my name, because my actions, you know, speak louder than anything I've ever done, you know. So
Well, when you are battling evil, I'll say, or something bad, you know, it's like the snakes start raising their heads and whatever, and it's almost like you, like a whack-a-mole trying to knock them down.
right.
And that's what it seems like. All these people, like you hit a nail on a head, and it's bothered them. It's stirred something within them, and but it feels like to me a David versus Goliath kind of thing, and you know, all you can do is keep being who you are and true to yourself and telling the truth, which you have been, and they can't tarnish your name.
Right. You know, when God has purpose for you, like, you know, nobody can, you know, tear you down.
Correct.
And, you know, that's what I'm constantly doing, because I'm like, well, tell me where I said a lie anywhere.
Right.
In my song, I never said not one lie. You can fact check everything that I said within that song. I didn't tell not one lie about Lakewood Church. I made sure that I told the truth,
Right.
you know, about everything. Because again, no matter what you do to me, I'm not gonna lie on your name.
Right.
But sometimes the truth hurts.
It
And
does,
a lot of people can't handle
Nope.
The truth, and I think right now that's what's going on. The truth is hurting them. Cause my opening lyric when I was like, I know your daddy turning over in your grave, over in his grave, because everything he taught you couldn't teach you how to save. And I was in 12 years, I was stuck up in the haze. So I never heard him preach about hell or anything. Joel Osteen's all about, hope and basically prosperity. And that's what I was saying, like, selling blessings like subscriptions. Yeah, or even when I said about the feed store, because Lakewood Church started in the feed store in the 50s.
Right.
So I'm like, I didn't tell not one lie. That fifth floor, the average person won't be able to see the fifth floor because when you go in the elevator, you have to have a badge to go to that floor.
Right.
But all this stuff is documented. You go on YouTube right now, and there's this guy giving a tour on Lakewood, and he's showing this multi-million-dollar studio.
Right.
So again, you have all these churches and stuff and their financial records. If you're bringing in $90 to $100 million, but only $1 million is going to helping people, there's an issue with that.
Right. And all they're trying to do is get you to crash out so they can say, "Hey, look right here. Look what he's doing right here." And don't keep walking righteous and virtuous in your path. You know what I'm saying? Because they want you to crash out.
Man, just being a entertainer, so many people was like, man, you need to make this song like, cussing Joel Osteen out or doing this.
Messing with receive.
Yeah.
Me as just being an entertainer, I have to move careful.
Right.
And even just, rapping, I try to make stuff that has longevity where you can listen to it and the lyrics aren't outdated. But it's something that you can vibe to. But you always have to be cautious of your lyrics because you can make something right now that's popping and stuff right now, but is it gonna be jamming and popping later?
Right.
Yeah.
We got Sexy Red that's popping and stuff right now. 10 years from now, she probably won't be popping.
Right, exactly.
Like that,
Nope.
We got a song about scamming and stuff like that.
Yeah, right.
Stealing.
That's popping and stuff right now, but will that have longevity?
Right.
More than likely it won't.
Right. Facts.
So you could do stuff for money and stuff right now quick, but it's not gonna last. So I always tell people the route that I'm going with this entertainment, I'm gonna get there. It's just that I'm walking on the feeder road. I'm not driving on the toll road.
And
right
you're
now.
doing it the honest way.
Right.
Yeah.
And it shows the way you did it shows creativity. The way you did it was very creative, not one cuss word. So
Yeah.
they can't even knock the song. You know what I'm
Nope.
saying? They might not like the content. You know what I'm saying? But it's
I wrote that for pastors to listen, since they were like breaking down my lyrics on Houston Powers and other stuff. I was like, well, I'm gonna make a record for y'all and I'm gonna say some stuff. And you can play it in your church or whatever. I'm not seeing not one cuss word in there.
right.
So this is open for everybody to listen to.
Right.
For everybody. So you don't have to worry about your mom or grandma and oh no, this got profanity in it. I made sure to be careful with my choice of words. And that's why at the end of the song I say find a good I think I said something like find a good church or something like that on there. So you can't get me with none of that. So,
Okay, so well, two thoughts. I'll tell you the other one later. But what's the update on the lawsuit then?
So right now we are we're basically communicating back and forth and sending things and stuff. So I'm still I probably shouldn't even say I'm looking for an attorney.
Don't do anything that could.
But yeah, it's still fresh and they're just trying to drag this on as long as possible. But I have a lot of confidence, faith that everything will go well, and I can't wait till it's over with, so I can really explain everything I went through. Because so many people said stuff, and it's just like, man, that's not how it went, and I can't necessarily say it because I got this, this lawsuit stuff going on.
Yeah.
But yeah, God has blessed me. I've met so many people. I've actually seen artists start from zero. And now they have these amazing careers. Like I worked with Mona Leo. She used to text me.
Yeah. And
she used to always check on me and stuff. Like, hey, you doing all right? Because I had met her. We worked on her first video. Or I don't want to say first video, but video that blew up was Beating Down the Block.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, we're working with her, and then we filmed Girls Outside and stuff. And so I saw her career take off. Kelsey, she, we used to be best friends with Megan Thee Stallion. I was working with Kelsey, and I actually worked with her on her first video, but it never went out because Kelsey used to model. So.
Right.
So we were cool, and then she started her own brand and input, and that took off, So I've seen a bunch of artists, and I kind of seen on the other side what it takes with working with B King a lot when he was alive. His manager. A lot of people don't know she did so much stuff for B King, but because she wasn't there, they didn't think anything was going on. But when we went to Atlanta to work with Ludacris, she made sure that we had food. She made sure the hotel, all that stuff was done while she was still in Houston.
Right.
And me, that is amazing. When you can just call somebody like, "Hey, I need this," and she was like that. So I got to see so many different things and work with so many people. I've been to Zero's mansion, several times. Before I worked with Zero, this one director was like, "Hey, don't say nothing to Ro. Don't look at him. He don't like that. Don't, just be quiet." So when I went in there, I was like, okay, I'm kind of looking crazy.
Yeah.
And then me and him get into a roast session,
Yeah.
So, and every time I see him, we were always getting a roast session. He would always joke. So I'm like, man, if I would have listened to this dude, I would have thought,
Facts.
Zero is this horrible person and stuff. But me learning actually how his character and stuff is, I look at things different now. So I don't go by what blogs or anything say. I got to see how this person is, in person.
Right.
So now he's dropped that video from the song from, when was it? 2005?
Yeah.
When was Mo City Dog? 2005?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. And now he's, did you work on that project?
I really wanted to. They didn't call me to work on that.
That's okay. They're gonna call you next time.
Right.
Yeah.
Because I worked on about 9 or 10 music videos with Zero, but this one was more so rap a lot.
Yeah.
Because it was like a different director, and they did a phenomenal job on it. And that was probably the biggest team he had on the music video.
Right.
Because there was a lot of people in the credits that worked on that music video. But again, I hope that opens the doors for a lot of Houston OGs of like Slim Thug or Paul Wall or Communion to go back and look at songs that they didn't make a music video for and make a music video for.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Yeah, because we're still rocking songs. I mean, I'm not from Houston, so some of this stuff was like new to me, actually, in the last couple of years.
Yeah, I just judged the bikini contest with him, and he was there cracking jokes, and people were scared to go up to him. I'm like, go ask him for a picture. He ain't going to say, you know what I'm saying? What's the worst you can get is a no. You know what I'm saying? And
yeah, and a lot of people don't understand why an artist or celebrity might say no. If let's just say they have a meeting somewhere at 2:30, they walk in. If they take a picture of someone, one person, that could turn them from 30 minutes to an hour.
Yeah. Because then people see and whatever. Then one year I ran into Anthony Anderson in the New Orleans airport, and I knew something told me he was on his way, and I didn't want to take a picture. I just went up to him because he was doing that show about Hurricane Katrina on HBO with, I forget what the name of it was called, but anyway, I just went up because he portrayed it like actually how it was. And so I just wanted to go up and shake his hand, which is exactly what I did. And I said, I know you're busy and I know you're going somewhere. And he goes, yeah, I'm trying to make my cake. I said, I just wanted to shake your hand and tell you thank you for the show, that you're doing a great job.
Yeah.
And he smiled and he was like, thank you so much. And then poof, he was gone,
And look, I learned a lot at firsthand. I worked in the haunted house industry for about 15, 16 years.
Okay.
And I had a character, his name was Minty Fresh the Clown. And so it was, my character was pretty big in the haunted house industry in Houston. So I had a lot of fans. And so I'll have people come taking pictures and stuff with me. And so while they would be like in the queue line, usually I would like scare people and stuff in the queue line. So one day I was like, all right, I'll take pictures of everybody. That took a whole hour.
Yeah. Yeah.
just sit there and take those pictures and stuff. So I started to learn, like, okay, I'll take a few pictures here,
right.
and then dip out.
Right.
So when people see celebrities or rappers, it's just like, oh, nah, they're like, oh, what, man, why would he do this and stuff like that? You know, a butthole or stuff like that. Like, man, that's messed up or whatever. But you don't know what they have going on
It's not a
through
time
the day,
crunch.
or they can be
I
having
gotta go.
real bad days.
The
Right?
time is money, and money
So-
is time. You
That's
know
right.
what I'm saying? It's like that.
Stay at this stop, moving on to the next stop.
Right.
But speaking of that, we got to get to your other song. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
I
Because
haven't heard this one.
I've been waiting on this one. So, come on with it. Give it that proper introduction. Tell us about
the next record is called Houston Potholes. And this right here, this is real a vibey song. I actually, what I do with a lot of my songs, I'll ride in the car and I'll listen to the beat.
Right.
And I'll do that over and over. Every
That's what
night.
I do, yeah.
And then from there, I'll kind of freestyle. And I suck at freestyling. So I'll take a few of lyrics from there and I'll kind of write it down. And I went home and then I wrote this. And I feel like this is it. All I got to do is put money behind it.
Here we go. Let's check it out.
Slipping on the pippin', steady trippin' late night tippin'. Too much money to be gettin', too much money to be flippin'. Lot of bars I've been whippin', to these bars you been sippin'. Double cups, you know we sippin'. Ain't no rubbers, ain't no flickin'. Gotta get it, hope you get it. If you ain't with it, gotta kick it. Flippin' cars, flippin' houses, man, she like the way I speak. Don't be coming here begging, you don't like the way I live. Watch out for them jackers, cause they like the way you live. Better watch out for them haters, they be jealous how you get. Better watch out for them haters, they don't like just how you get. I ain't never been a hater, just always about my paper. And if you snake people today, don't be mad when they bite you later. Candy paint steady, listening, you know we steady too. Jamming on that streets that Sunday, yeah, you know we steady too. Seen a baddie with a fatty, when she been not call me daddy. Started asking for them dollars, who she really thought she paid. Stuck up in this traffic jam and trying to go. I turn my music loud since we steady moving slow. A lot of girls call me ugly, but the player in me will take your hoe. A lot of girls call me ugly, but I will take your hoe. Can't do nothing silly on the path to getting really. Smoking mighty morphin' 3.5 shot of blood really. I said, baby, I don't drink, but you know I got that liquor. You like the way I wink, yeah, right before I lick it. Can't walk up in the store without you asking for some money. Post it outside the door, make you lookin' real funny. I always keep a blick, don't ever leave the house without the stick. They took all this cash, lit them up like a brick. I'm the real deal, like my brother is Tommy Pickles. Pull dimes on the daily with some cash or some nickel. Seen a baddie be like, hold up, girl, let me get your answer. And if you quick to shoot but scared to fight, we call you Chucky Fist. Don't be talking crazy on the ground like a king. We just pulling baddies, left and right, my ugly daddy's feet. Just money steady growing like I drip in some tonic. Blue hair running at the gold like my name is Sonic. Yeah, yeah.
He slid on that mug, boy.
I appreciate it.
But first of all, tell me who wrote and well, not who wrote, but who produced and engineered that? You did it, right?
Yeah, I mixed this. So I go on BeatStars and stuff like. I actually have a friend. He produces. His name is Blind Rob.
Okay.
He used to be with Rap Alive back in the day. He used to be a part of this group called Odd Squad. They call themselves the Coffee Brothers now. With Devin the Dude.
Okay.
So around that time, he was like out of town, and so I went on BeatStars, and I'm listening to like hundreds of beats, and I found this beat, and I was actually riding in my car listening to this beat, and I hit this pothole and stuff. And so,
Dope.
But the funny part is, that wasn't the original beat. It was another beat playing. When I hit the pothole, my phone or something hit, and it skipped it and it went to that beat. And so
look at God.
So I was just like, man, this is crazy. So I started trying to I'm just like humming, and then I was like, you know what? this song gonna be called Houston Powers because I just hit a power.
Right.
And then that's when I started coming up with the lyrics. So I was like, man, I want a record that's different that people can, actually like just vibe to when they driving. And especially when they get stuck in traffic and stuff, like, man, this is it. I'm like, the beat is already hitting hard, so I need the lyrics to match it.
Right.
And that's how they came alive.
Boy, that thing fire,
Oh,
man. I'm rocking with it. Come on, man. But this is gonna be a question. I have asked this question before, but I think it's gonna hit different with you. What's one thing about you that you want people to know?
Besides me being, funny and entertaining, I'm somebody that I think different than most, and I know I put myself down a lot, but I feel like I have like this $1 million mindset that I can actually do some things that that I say, and I have 24 million views on Google Map reviews, and everything I've touched, I've made go viral.
Boy, Google Map. Hey, people don't know. They don't understand what he just said. I'm gonna just say, hey, when they go on Google and go get it, that's when that bag. That's that real bag. All them streams, fake bag.
Right.
Google, real bag. But go ahead, keep going.
Google review.
Yeah, if you go on Google Maps, you have all these stores and stuff that you look at.
Yeah.
And what I do is I just review them, and people look at my reviews and stars, and they make someone to go to this place. So I call myself like a marketing genius,
right?
Because the term like think outside the box. I'm nowhere near the box, and I can often people come to me, and I can see things that they're actually good in. I'm like, well, just do this and just do it like this, So that's when it comes to me. I guess that just kind of separates me from everybody is that when I believe in something,
right,
I believe in it. And
that's me.
If you have something going on and stuff, and we talk or whatever, and I suggest this or that, like I truly believe in you, but you can't make everybody do, everything.
What you say?
And if a lot of people look at me, it was like, oh well, why aren't you on that next level or so? I told you, I had them opportunities, and I put other people in position.
Right.
But sometimes you have seasons and stuff. So if you don't act on something right then, it may not come for a while. But that doesn't mean it's not going to happen.
Right.
And once you start doing stuff for the love, you're gonna get there. It's all about time.
I say timing is everything.
Right.
And then sometimes there's people in your life that when your blessing's coming, God doesn't want them to receive any benefits from your blessing.
Right.
So no, for
so
real.
They get removed.
So he waiting for you to remove certain people out your life.
And I had to remove some people.
In fact, tell them about it.
I had to remove some people, out of my life, in order to, just move forward. But a lot of people, I think Instagram is just social media in general is like one of the best worst things that we have,
right?
Yeah.
Because we're looking at everybody's life on what they present. You don't know
what's really going on,
right.
And it's fake.
For instance, let's just say I am 25, which I'm not, but let's say I'm 25,
right?
And let's say I have a friend that's 30, right? And so let's say I got this nice car, I got a Mercedes or so. And, this friend didn't have nothing or anything. I have my own little crib. Then I see this friend just buy this brand new house. I'm in the house I've been paying rent for the longest, but I see this friend buy this brand new house, and then they buy this brand new car at the same time.
Right.
And I'm seeing them, they got this new job, making all this money and stuff. And I'm like, man, life ain't fair. Like, why do they get to do this stuff? But I failed to realize that this is their first house and their first car that they just got at 30. And I'm 25 with everything that they've been wanting to have. But I'm looking at what they just got at 25 when they didn't get this stuff until they was 30. But I got it at 25.
Right.
And that's what we often do.
Yep.
We look at what other people, what they have, but you don't know the road that they had to take to get there. And you don't know what road you're going to take and how long it's going to take for you to get there. So everybody's blessing is different. You might get the same thing, but it may not satisfy you the same. You might be happy right then, but through time, you don't really, have that much love for it. But if it's something that you really love, you just got to be patient and just know, hey, until the day I die, I'm gonna keep working at this thing.
Right.
Comparison is the thief of joy.
Well, it's crazy because I have a friend. I'll say his net worth is like $28 million, right?
Mhm.
And I talked to him, and he was like, "Man, I got to make more money." And I'm like, "Boy, you doing well? You know what I'm saying? You got like nice crib, nice cars, and all that stuff." He said, "Yeah, but once I got to a certain level, I walk in a room and I'm the brokest person in the room." And I'm like, "That's your problem?" You know what I'm saying? I said, a net worth of $28 million is not a good thing. He's like, "Yeah, I'm the brokest person when I walk in the room. I got to make more money." And I'm like, bro, just let happiness come into your life. Let joy and God, God has already blessed you, but you're so far off in your head of thinking about the wrong things instead of happiness.
Because he's trying to match his current life with somebody else.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. They're not your competition. You know what I'm saying?
What I just said, comparison is
Yeah, you guys probably had guests come up here. It's like, man, they have their own spot, they have their own podcast and stuff, but nobody knows the road that you guys took.
They don't see when the roof leaks after a bad thunderstorm, and you know what I'm saying. The AC
the
out.
AC goes out when we have somebody here from Canada coming to do
Yeah.
stuff, and we
Yeah.
can't do it because it is a hot box in here. And,
Yeah.
But you know what? It led us to do other stuff, and then
Right.
we find out that was the plan all along.
Exactly.
You know,
So,
it wasn't
yeah.
our plan. You know, so it all ended up working out.
Yeah. But hey, I really enjoyed this conversation. Like, I really enjoyed this conversation, and I want to see you elevate and to another level. And we're gonna talk some business when we get out of here. But we're about to get up out of here. Hey, tell us all your social media. Tell us anything you got coming up, new music projects. Give us everything. We're gonna get out of here, take some pics, and do a drop.
Okay, yeah, you can find me on social media everywhere. Isecold is ISECOLD, not ICE. ISECOLD. You can find me anywhere on all social media, even my music. I'm currently working on my first album right now, and it's just taking me some time because I'm creating something that's different. I want somebody to be able to just close their eyes and envision like it's a movie. So it's going to be phenomenal. Once I finally be able to drop the project, hopefully sometime this year. I'm in no rush. I'm still working on this kids show. I'm developing this character called Deshaun. So your kids will definitely see that pretty soon. So I have a lot of stuff working, and I'm still trying to, get things to the next level. But hey, I'm very open-minded and I'm willing to work with anybody. So, you want to work, just send me a message. If it's something I don't know, maybe I can find out. But hey, let's get to it again. My name is Isecold, and I appreciate y'all for having me.
Hey, you got anything before we get out of here?
No, everything I was saying, we'll talk about it after.
Okay. Well, it's your boy, KL the Lyrical One, Music in the City radio shows. Hey, if you can walk away from a confrontation, man, please put your guns down and your hands up and live to fight another day. I did want to say R.I.P. Judy World, you know what I'm saying? That was a tragic incident, so condolences to her family and friends, but hey, let's just stay away from violence. Your boy KL the Lyrical One, Music in the City radio show. Hey, Isecold, hey, we appreciate you for coming on. And let's go. We up out of here. Your boy KL the Lyrical One signing off. Let's go.
We out.